be addressing the head forward posture. So it's basically, you don't have it, but like people on your team like Skidmore, Skidmore's got it. To where it's, honestly, all these 4 problems, they end up feeding into each other. Because you have one, you probably develop the other 3. So like khyphosis and shoulder internal rotation are also really common with this. Weak rhomboids is a byproduct of this. So rhomboids run right here. And typically people with forward head posture, there you go, and then look up a little bit. Yeah, that's what it feels like, right? It's weird. So they tend to roll their shoulders forward, and these are internally rotated. So like that's the posture that like Skidmore adapts. So our goal is to strengthen these guys right here, so you have the ability to pull your shoulder, like your shoulder blades towards each other, and a little bit up, and then your arms a little bit externally rotated. Not necessarily overly much, but more so than that, and then to be able to actually like pull your head back. In a normal position that you normally in, you actually have really good posture. That's why it's so hard to like kind of manipulate it with you. But so the things that we really look for are like a tight pec minor, which basically right there. Let's see. And one thing that it does is it actually, the pec minor is what's in charge of like protracting your scapula, so it's in charge of actually being able to do this. Let's see. So one thing we're going to do with this guy is taking a lacrosse ball. Let me make sure we're still in the frame. So taking a lacrosse ball, putting the guy right here, and then we're going to put it right in that pec minor, like right underneath that the clavicle, and we're just going to try to like smash that whole joint out. So you're going to try to move around like this, up like this. It's not the most painless thing in the world, whichever side you want to do. There you go, good. Feel like it's sort of digging in. Feels like it's starting to kind of like break up some of that tissue around there. Probably feels a little gnarly. Good. Maybe like 3 more. Good. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do, we don't really have a door frame that works too well. So what we're going to do is we're going to go on our knees right here. We're basically going to get in line with this. And I don't want your elbow straight, or your elbow bent at like almost like a 60-degree angle or something like that. And I really want you to work on like just sitting forward, pulling this shoulder back, and just sitting forward into it. Should allow this right here to actually get a great stretch into it. Normally we do it for 30 seconds to 2 minutes. Depending on, honestly, threshold level for pain to begin with. We'll do it for like 10-15 seconds just for our needs right now. Good, good. Feel it stretching out right in here. See, like if you really want to change like what you're stretching, let it go. That feels completely different, right? You probably get a little bit more into it. That's just because you're stretching more like the pec major, as opposed to the pec minor whenever your elbow is like slightly bent. All right, you can come on out of that. All right. So the next little soft tissue thing we're going to do for opening up that pec, first thing we're going to take, it's right here, put it in that crook of that elbow, like right as that deltoid's coming up. Walk it out to where there's tension. The same thing you were doing with that ball. Just do the same thing right here. Try to reach forward, reach backwards. It's basically gonna get in that joint, sort of distract it. There you go. Good. Good. Don't even need to coach you on that one, man. It's good. Okay. So now we've addressed some of the tightness that causes the actual forward process. Loosening up the upper traps. So we're basically going to work on the upper traps and the levator scapulae, which are right around in here. Okay. So they've got some very interesting stretches for these. It's really quite hard to get to that stuff via foam roller, but we're going to do it. So we're going to go right to almost like the cervical spine, like right here at the top of your rib cage. We're going to do it. We're going to cross our arms, get up onto this, and we're just going to move slightly, just a couple inches at a time. You're going to feel probably a little bit of popping, and then after 10 rolls, we're just going to start reaching overhead, just making big circles. If you wanna go completely cross over, it's basically like you're just feeling. Really squeeze those arms. Like try to. There you go. Feels a lot different, right? One side of you is gonna feel like a new man today. There you go. How's that feel? Good. All right, you can come on out of that. All right. So now that we've addressed like the tightness part of it. We've addressed the tightness part of it. We're going to go into the weakness part of it, like stretching out the traps. So what I want you to do is kind of sit on one hand, and then gently kind of pull your head, and it's gonna sort of stretch this whole upper traps. This is one thing that's really tight whenever you have like a forward head posture. Give me like 15 seconds in that. Normally it would be like we did before, like 30 seconds to 2 minutes. Just try to pull that shoulder down almost. Feel that? Okay. Now on this mat right here. Alright, so we're going to butt, shoulders, head against this guy. All right, so your job right now is just to try to make a double chin. Right here, we're gonna try to make a double chin, keeping your head on the actual post. It should be easy for you because you don't have any kind of forward head posture. Because one thing that people with forward head postures tend to do whenever they try to do this is they'll go, because it's just the way that they're naturally designed to go. So, they're not naturally designed to go, but what they've adapted to position-wise. Alright, good. Alright, give me like 2 seconds of a hold and then go up. There you go. And then 2 seconds of a hold. We'll go through this like 5 times. Good. Good. It's tough, right? Okay, so what we're working on right here is just your neck flexor muscles, which allows your head to actually go forward independent of your cervical spine. Alright. Online these are referred to as back wing curl or back wing rows. So we're going to try to get in this position right here. But instead of going like this, which is a regular row, we're going to go up this way. We're going to hold it for 2 seconds at the top and then lower it down slow. And once you get in that position and start going, I'll kind of run through what this is actually helping out with. Good. You feel it right here? Yeah. We're trying to work on those rhomboids, trying to keep those scapulas kind of pulling towards each other. So that actually allows you to not be kyphotic, and therefore it'll actually alleviate some of the forward head posture. All right, just give you one more. Just hold it, hold it, hold it. There you go. Good. So now we've gone through anterior pelvic tilt and head forward posture. We're now going to address shoulder internal rotation. So basically, shoulder internal rotation is this guy right here. So basically, this humerus is kind of internally rotated. Elbows are like flaring out instead of just sitting naturally like to the back. It's caused by tightness again right in here. Yeah, it's caused by like the lats being tight. So the lats come up right here and they attach to right here. So if you have tight lats, it can actually like cause this. Let's see, the anterior deltoid, so right in here, that's tight. Just like everything else, it's just gonna pull forward. Pec major, which is this guy right here, and we stretched that out earlier. So let's see. I'm actually gonna show you another way to stretch out the pec major and do a little bit of lacrosse ball work at the same time. The pec major is probably going to be the biggest culprit of it. Okay, so we're going to go with the peanut. Right here, we're just going to put one of the balls on there. It's just a lot easier to control on a bench whenever it's one ball. And then we're just going to like seesaw back and forth, trying to pull those scapulas back, trying to pull that scapula back. Hold it. Okay. Basically, like you would go through, find tight spots. Like if we were doing this as like an actual like exercise to fix this, go through, find different spots, try to find where there's tension, try to alleviate that by moving through that range of motion, and then we're gonna stretch. Good, good. Awesome. Okay, so now we're gonna take like a 5-pound weight. It's basically like a dumbbell fly. So you're just sitting this right here. Always do it with weight that's kind of appropriate, where you're not gonna get to where you can actually pull the weight back up. What we're going to do is we're going to sit the edge of that scapula right on this bench. Just use this arm to like counterweight or counterbalance it. You're just going to let it pull you down. And if it's too, I don't know, if it loosens up way too much to where you can't pull the weight up, just simply 15 seconds with that. If you want to just lay down on the bench, and do it once you get there. There you go, good. Good. You definitely do not have tight pecs. Good. You're like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's see. So now we're gonna work on the teres minor and the infraspinatus, which is what causes kind of the shoulder internal rotation, or it causes shoulder external rotation. Excuse me. So we're going to do these things called banded pull aparts. Let me grab one of these TheraBands real quick.
On this right?
Say what? Nah, that's going to be too much tension for this. Okay, so for this, we're going to get up against a wall. For this one, we're actually using a mirror because we don't have a wall. But you're basically going to grab the two ends, and we're going to go elbows in as far as you can. Then we're going to go out like this. You're going to try to pull the band apart without moving your elbows. Make sense? That is tough, by the way. There you go. There you go. Try to keep it. There you go. Good. It would almost be nice if you could have like little pegs right here where it would just keep your elbows smooth or just pinned in one location. Yeah, that looks good. Alright, you can come on out of that. By the end of probably a couple weeks of going through the corrective exercises, you'll go from here to here if you were to have that problem to begin with. Okay, so the last thing is khyphosis. Khyphosis is like the embodiment of everything we did so far. So it's basically you think of as like a hunchback. So taking a lacrosse ball, putting the guy right here, and then we're gonna put it right in that pec minor, like right underneath that the clavicle, and we're just gonna try to like smash that whole joint out. So you're gonna try to move around like this, up like this. It's not the most painless thing in the world. Whichever side you want to do, man. There you go. Good. Feel like it's sort of digging in. Feels like it's starting to kind of like break up some of that tissue around there. Probably feels a little gnarly. Good. Maybe like 3 more. Good. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do, we don't really have a door frame that works too well. So what we're going to do is we're going to go on our knees right here. So basically, going to get in line with this. And I don't want your elbow straight, or your elbow bent at like almost like a 60-degree angle or something like that. And I really want you to work on like just sitting forward, pulling this shoulder back, and just sitting forward into it. It should allow this right here to actually get a great stretch into it. Normally we do it for 30 seconds to 2 minutes. Depending on, honestly, threshold level for pain to begin with. We'll do it for like 10-15 seconds just for our needs right now. Good, good. Feel it stretching out right in here. See, like if you really want to change like what you're stretching, let go. That feels completely different, right? You probably get a little bit more into it. That's just because you're stretching more like the pec major, as opposed to the pec minor, whenever your elbow is like slightly bent. All right, you can come on out of that. All right. So the next little soft tissue thing we're gonna do, we're opening up that pec minor. 15 seconds with that one. If you want to just lay down on the bench, I hand you away what you get there for. There you go, good. Good. You definitely do not have Tight pecs. Good. You're going like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right. Go. And that's basically just eccentric loading. So you're basically just stretching tissue out under weight. So gives you a little bit better stretch than just simply like static stretching on the wall. So cool, we're good with that one. So one thing is the pec major and the pec minor. We've already gone through and we've already showed you how to actually like myofascially release that musculature inside of here. We've also shown you how to stretch it. And one of the main kind of culprits of khyphosis is like the weak traps and weak rhomboids. And we've already gone through and showed you how to actually fix that. However, I'll show you one more thing. And this is just something that I really love doing. But it's basically goes like a 25-pound plate. But I like to sit here, like let my rhomboids and my traps completely go. And then just fire them, hold it for 5 seconds, let it go for 2 seconds,